Good morning and welcome to another episode of Auto Intelligence, where we deliver sharp, insightful takes on the auto industry's most relevant topics. I'm Steve.
And I'm Claire. Whether you're sipping your favourite morning brew or catching up later, we're glad you're with us. Today's episode is brought to you by Automotive, a pioneering AI-driven platform transforming automotive retail.
Claire, 2025 is shaping up to be a pivotal year for the global automotive industry. Startups, tech firms, and non-traditional entrants are challenging legacy automakers in ways we've never seen before. It's a full-scale transformation, not just a trend.
Absolutely, Steve. This shift is being fueled by tightening emissions regulations, new tariffs, rapid advances in AI and battery technology, and an urgent push for supply chain resilience. As Forbes notes, the automotive industry in 2025 is defined by a slowdown in EV sales growth, but also by the rise of new business models and a wave of innovation in electrification and autonomy.
Let's start with the big picture. Global vehicle sales are forecasted to grow by just 2.7% this year, reaching 98.7 million units. Economic pressures like high interest rates, rising prices, and new tariffs are making consumers think twice about big-ticket purchases. But within this modest growth, electrification remains the brightest spot.
That's right. According to Row Motion, global sales of fully electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles will rise by at least 17% in 2025, surpassing 20 million units for the first time. China leads the charge thanks to extended subsidies and is expected to exceed even these strong forecasts. Europe is rebounding as new CO2 regulations kick in and more affordable models hit the market, while the US is projected to see a 16% increase in EV sales, even as federal incentives face an uncertain future.
In the US, the first quarter of 2025 saw nearly 300,000 new EVs sold, an 11.4% year-over-year increase, now making up 7.5% of all new vehicle sales. General Motors sold over 30,000 EVs last quarter, nearly doubling its volume from a year ago and surpassing both Ford and Hyundai. Honda and Acura, through a short-lived partnership with GM, added more than 14,000 EVs to the U.S. market in just one quarter.
The market is also seeing a shift in models. The Chevy Bolt, once a mainstay, is being replaced by the new Equinox EV, reflecting a broader industry pivot toward SUVs and crossovers. Stellantis has finally launched EVs under Dodge, Jeep, and Fiat, signaling that even traditional brands are embracing electrification.
Meanwhile, the world's top automakers are doubling down on innovation. Tesla remains the leading EV provider, driving adoption with its advanced full self-driving, or FSD, features and 4680 battery technology, which increases both efficiency and range. Volkswagen's aggressive EV push and investment in solid-state batteries are giving it a dominant position in Europe and Asia. Toyota, still the world's largest automaker by market capitalization, is betting on a mix of hybrids, hydrogen, and solid-state batteries, while Mercedes-Benz and BMW continue to lead in premium electric and autonomous tech.
And let's not forget the rise of software-defined vehicles, or SDVs. As Dr. Jian Bai, Smart Hardware VP at NIO, puts it, software-defined vehicles will fundamentally change the way we develop vehicles of the future. This will help accelerate the development of new features and user experiences to shape a joyful lifestyle for our users.
Emerging markets are also becoming central to global EV adoption. 8 of the top 10 fastest-growing EV markets in 2025 are in places like Chile, Turkey, Taiwan, Qatar, and New Zealand, driven by urbanization, local innovation, and government incentives.
Let's bring it home to Canada, Steve. Canada's auto sector is at a crossroads in 2025. According to Brian Kingston, President and CEO of the Canadian Vehicle Manufacturers Association, Canada's auto industry is navigating a period of unprecedented change, from the surge in electric vehicle adoption to new trade realities and the need for a resilient, homegrown supply chain.
The Canadian EV market is booming. Consumer demand is surging thanks to cost savings, environmental concerns, and an expanding network of DC fast chargers. Numerous provinces have introduced additional incentives, making the leap to an EV even more appealing, reports Canada Drives.
Federal and provincial incentives are still a key driver, but the landscape is shifting.
Canada's ZEV sales targets remain ambitious. 20% of new light-duty vehicle sales by 2026, 60% by 2030, and 100% by 2035. Automakers are responding with a flood of new models, from affordable crossovers to luxury sedans and electric trucks. Ford's Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning, Audi's e-tron lineup, and Lucid's Air are all popular choices in 2025.
The Canadian market is also seeing a wave of homegrown innovation. Clean energy startups like Carbomat and Carbonova are developing sustainable materials and carbon nanofibers for automotive use, backed by millions in new funding. These technologies are poised to reduce emissions and boost Canada's role in the global supply chain.
But there are challenges. The Trump administration's 25% tariff on imported vehicles, including those from Canada, has sent shockwaves through the industry. While CUSMA allows Canadian automakers to certify U.S. content, the tariff applies to the value of non-U.S. content, raising costs and uncertainty. As David Adams of the Global Automakers of Canada warns, tariffs are only a tax on American people and American workers. I think it undermines the president's commitment to Americans to increased affordability and addressing inflation.
Despite these headwinds, Canada's auto sector remains optimistic. As Amanda Lang reported on BNN Bloomberg, automakers are doubling down on domestic production, innovation, and supply chain localization to weather the storm and capitalize on the EV boom.
Now let's talk about the biggest game changer of all, artificial intelligence. The AI and automotive market was valued at $4.8 billion in 2024 and is projected to reach $186.4 billion by 2034, with a staggering CAGR of 42.8%.
AI is transforming every aspect of the automotive value chain. As Forbes reports, AI is taking much more of a front seat in changing the automotive industry as a whole, driving innovations in vehicle safety, manufacturing, and customer experience. 3 out of 4 manufacturers say they are investing heavily in AI, according to a 2025 survey by Xometry and Zogby Strategies.
Let's break down the impact. Battery performance. AI-driven battery management systems can extend EV range by up to 10%, according to a 2024 University of Cambridge study. Tesla and CATL now use machine learning to predict battery health and optimize charging, pushing mainstream EVs well past 300 miles of range without hardware upgrades.
Autonomous driving. In 2025, Level 3 autonomy is becoming a reality. Tesla's full self-driving, Waymo and Oxbotica are deploying neural networks that handle complex urban and highway scenarios. In the UK, autonomous EVs logged over 5 million test miles last year, a 40% jump from 2023.
Manufacturing. AI-powered robotics and computer vision are slashing defects and boosting efficiency. Jaguar Land Rover Solihull plant, for example, cut EV battery pack defects by 15% in 2024. Generative AI is being used by GM, Ford, and Nissan to design lightweight components, accelerate prototyping, and optimize aerodynamics.
Charging infrastructure. AI is optimizing grid demand and charging schedules, reducing wait times by 25% and saving users up to £200 annually in the UK.
Safety and experience. AI-enhanced ADAS systems, like those in the Volvo X30, have cut collision rates by 30% in tested EVs. Over-the-air updates keep safety features current, and voice assistants in vehicles like the BMW iX are now used daily by 68% of owners.
As Izumi Kawanishi, president and COO of Sony Honda Mobility, puts it, AI will accelerate the transformation of mobility by driving revolutionary advancements in ADAS and innovative new user experiences.
The road ahead isn't without challenges. High computational demands constrain batteries, and data privacy is under scrutiny. But edge computing is cutting energy use by 20%, and new regulations are addressing privacy concerns. The bottom line, AI is no longer just a feature. It's the foundation of the next generation of vehicles.
2025 is also a year of economic and policy turbulence. New 25% US tariffs on imported vehicles and parts are expected to raise new car prices by 10 to 15%, triggering a short-term sales boom as buyers rush to beat the hikes, but a projected sales decline to 14.6 million units by year-end. High interest rates, averaging 7.6% for new auto loans, are also pushing buyers to extend loan terms or delay purchases.
Automakers are responding by reshoring supply chains and investing in North American production. 41% of manufacturers plan to reshore operations in 2025, and 85% expect to do more business with North American suppliers.
Industry optimism remains strong for innovation. Nearly half of manufacturers say Industry 4.0 technologies, like 3D printing and robotics, are among their top reasons for optimism in 2025. 30% are most excited about AI integration, and 41% about new types of electric batteries.
Globally, policy changes are driving EV adoption. The UK is raising taxes on petrol and diesel cars to push buyers towards zero-emission vehicles. The EU is mandating charging points every 60 kilometers on major routes, and China is tightening export restrictions on battery tech, impacting global supply chains.
As Iola Hughes, head of research at Romotion, says, the US market has experienced a considerable amount of uncertainty in the past year, leading to adjusted EV projections. Nonetheless, the transition to electric vehicles is undeniably underway, and we can expect to see continued growth in the upcoming decade. As we wrap up, it's clear that 2025 is a transformative year. The automotive sector is adapting to new technologies, economic pressures, and geopolitical realities. Startups and tech firms are challenging incumbents, while AI and electrification are reshaping every facet of the industry.
Canada's auto sector is doubling down on innovation and supply chain resilience, but faces headwinds from tariffs and shifting incentives. Globally, the race is on to deliver smarter, safer, and more sustainable mobility.
As battery breakthroughs and autonomous technologies mature, the next decade will determine which disruptors can scale and which will fall behind.
Before we wrap up, a reminder that Auto Intelligence is produced by Autoagentic, a pioneering AI company transforming automotive retail through intelligent, adaptive solutions.
Autoagentic delivers a powerful suite of agentic AI agents designed to streamline dealership operations, optimize sales performance, and elevate the customer experience.
What truly sets Autoagentic apart is their human-centered approach. They're deeply trained on the nuances of the automotive industry and focused on empowering your team, not replacing it.
That's why they're known as the most human AI company in automotive retail, because they don't just deliver technology, they deliver trusted guidance and partnership.
If you want to learn more, visit them at www.autoagentic.ai.
And that's all for today's episode of Auto Intelligence. If you enjoyed the show, please like, comment, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Until then, I'm Steve.
And I'm Claire. Thanks for listening.